Hey everybody, welcome back. Yes, I did get a haircut. Thank you guys for asking. I know that's proud. I know that I'm proud of you guys. I know that you guys have been proud of me, and there's a lot of things we can end up doing in this 32-minute video, whatever. And we hope that people are going to change and open their minds. So there was a lovely night back in early 1995. Now they're saying it's 95, not 96. 96 is when she got caught after whatever is going on. So because this stuff is going on and there's a lot of changes on here, should she ended up going through with this? No. But did she go through this because she was boxed up with the wrong crowd? Yes. There's going to be some new side effects that are going to come out, and saying that she's not fully crazy and she did this on purpose and it was a guilt trip, and maybe there's even something changing in her mind. But another part of it is when she ended up going to this place, this park, Tinsel Park, which is another version of what is downtown Tennessee. The choices that she made are bad. Are the choices that anybody made today very good? No. They appreciate certain things, and we really difficulty want to use this. Now, because of this act, and it kept on going, Christa Pike doesn't know any better. So she's just taken all of her frustrations out because she's been sexually hurt and sexually active with a lot of other people. There's a lot of new challenges, right? Well, when she ended up getting to this park, she ended up going out. This is the kicker for the whole story here, is after she gets in trouble and they end up putting them in cuffs and stuff. Tadero is going to end up being on probation here in 2026, which could be a change, which I don't know if Tadero really still likes or loves Christa Pike. But because Tadero ended up doing this witchcraft stuff, there's a pentagram that people end up looking at as now I guess the pentagram that they thought they were serving God or serving Satan is now like a love triangle. Like if you've seen those peach teas with the peace up sign and then the round, that's a satanic thing. That if you end up pushing this, right, if people end up playing with witchcraft stuff, they're going to end up falling into demonic spirits, right? Falling into this every single year, you can end up knowing that there's only one thing that went on, and that was bad. That was because of what they did at the park was horrific, and it was unbelievable why they would even try to hide this body under. It was a cold night, so why would you go out in the middle of the night or at 8:50 at night and come back at 11 o'clock, right? That's over 3 hours, and I mean, maybe they were smoking pot after, who knows, but you have a choice to make every single day. You can either be shackled and being able to deny stuff and being able to separate yourself from people and do that, or you can just tell someone you love. Like, you can tell them that I did this stupid act and I don't know what I'm supposed to do, get their opinion on it, and if they want to take it into their own hands, go ahead. Well, because they went back to the park, which is Tinseltown Park, which is 20 to 30 minutes away from the college in Tennessee, this act is not something you want to end up seeing on your TV or anywhere, but it's going to happen, right? If somebody says, hey, I love you, I miss you, I want to end up kissing you, whatever, that's not a relationship. A relationship doesn't mean you're texting them 24 hours a day. A relationship isn't spending time with them all the time or calling or texting. A relationship is when the person realizes that they can love you unconditionally and there's no going back, right? They love you because of who you are. They don't care if you smoke. They don't care if you drink. They don't care what happens. But some people in this world are going to take that as a threat. It's just that it's common ground. So why did Christa Pike end up going through with this? Because she was obviously 1 minute she was herself, and then she changed into a monster, and then she changed back to Oh, well, I'm willing to tell you more about it. I can tell you, I can walk through this park. I can tell you, I showed you every little detail. I could have shown you the body. I could have shown you everything. But when they end up coming up with something like this, I do not think at the end of this video, I'll make sure to tell you what I really think about all this and why I started doing this. The people that are involved with this, Christa Pike, the girlfriend, which is Shadarryl, and then Darryl Cheryl, and then you have, I can never remember her name. Well, okay, because of these people that have already made this horrific crime, the friend of Shadarryl's and stuff, she started liking the girl, the girl from Florida. So because she ended up drifting her mind to, why did this go on? Why are we even here? Because you are here because you made a reasonable act. You did this on purpose. You did it because you only want to be selfish. You do this all. You end up thinking that judgment for everyone is coming for all of us. But do you want to be shackled to devices or phones or relationships for the rest of your life? Right? We can be shackled to TV. We can be shackled to Instagram, social media. We can be TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, you name it. You could be addicted to it. YouTube could be a big one there. Spotify could be a one. YouTube Music. There's so many different ones. Apple Music. So whatever you put out, you put yourself out there. If you put anger out there, that's what you're going to get. If you put selfish desires, that's what you're going to get. If you put kindness, wonderful joy, and just spreading your arms and saying, hey, I'm not the only one that has to live in this dark fear that we all live in. I don't have to sit here and say, well, I guess there's no reason to do this. I guess there's no reason to go play sports just because we're going to run our mouth. No, there's a reason why we do certain things in our life. And because of the decisions, that is what's going to make us pressure us into being somebody that we're not. So like a killer or a murderer or something that's going to happen. Should I end up giving two craps about this? No. Should I worry about my safety? Maybe you should end up protecting yourself on safety, but there's so many stories that could change your perspective. Is it right for someone to scream at another relationship, at another man or woman in a relationship? No, it's not okay to act this way. All I want to do is live my life, but people keep calling and texting me and taking. It's like, no, I don't want to get mad at my best friend because he wants to be honest with me. I don't want to frame anybody. I don't want to make people angry, but I do. It's just a part of my action, right? I can change that act by just going to the gym full time and never end up stepping out. What is the reason? Why do we keep pushing our friends and acquaintances away? Because they are trying to get something from us. And because they're not, they want to be just like you. And then you get a phone call or a text message in the middle of the night or in the middle of the day that says, well, guess there's nothing else to do, so I'm just going to cut this loose. And meaning you just let the leash go, the dog is going to go run somewhere else. Or if they're trained, they're going to leave you alone. Like, no one wants to have to do this. No one wants to drink, but we do it because we want to end up having some kind of happiness, right? There's a time that I was downing a bottle of pills. There's times that I've downed so many beer bottles, obviously already done, whatever. But because it has been 6 weeks or so, 7 months, since it's been about a few months or so, 3 months, we're just going to go deep dive into it. Okay, so I have somebody in my life that says, hey, it's okay to do drugs. It's okay to go out of your way and smoke. But if you look at your selfish desires here, if you look at yourself too long and you don't let a friend or a neighbor or a therapist or a doctor, somebody or a family member into your life, You're going to get to the point where now you're doing drugs constantly. You're going to get to the point where you spread your arms. You're doing whatever it takes to end up being this star. Then you become somebody else. Then they don't like that. Then you change back, and then they hate you. And then they change. This is an ongoing battle. All I want to do is live my life, and all people want to do is bug me. The reasons why Christa did this is because of the sinful act that we think it's fun to go out and murder someone. Now, she thought it was funny. She overprotect, like she didn't protect herself. She didn't say this was mine. She didn't say it. She didn't go overboard. What she did was focus on negative things about Tadaro and what they had, a relationship. And because there was a jealousiness all over, like, again, we're always jealous because of one thing that we do. It's because we choose to be jealous. We choose to use the wrong motives to push the people away from us. If we change our ways, we change our habits, we change our circumstances, then we could be somebody else. But in the last 2 weeks, you guys have seen me on my up days, you guys have seen me on my bad days, and there's even times I will even push everything away and act like I don't know. Right? If you come to a knowledge of saying that I realize I'm wrong, but then never say that, never apologize for anything that you're accepting that you're wrong to something, then what am I supposed to say? I can take one little attitude and flip it around and say, you know what? I'd rather play the innocent person. I'd rather stop playing that I'm a victim or this and that, and just step out of the way, because a doctor's appointment, the last time I was there, they just jumped on me, right? If a doctor's appointment is a different thing, but then you meet with this person and they have the device to take your blood pressure, whatever, and say that your heart rate is way over, like 166 over 137 over 97. That's the oxygen. What can we possibly do with this time? Why do I live in this sewage? Why do I live in the dark fear? Why do I live for the pornography? Why do I sit and think that porn is going to help me when it's not? It's going to drown your sorrows. It's going to mess up your mind. Then you can't focus. Then people are out to get you. And then you start feeling paranoid. Then you start feeling like people are not only trying to get after you, they're talking bad about you. So then we believe, oh, well, Betty's talking about me and Susie is talking about me. What am I supposed to do? The thing that we put ourselves into is the thing that's going to end up breaking us in this world. That could be true love. That could be a relationship. That could be beer. That could be anything that you try to do. But see, you can say this stuff, but your actions always are going to speak louder than words. So if you're screaming your head off because someone's pissing you off, or they've went overboard, or they don't have a bag of Cheetos for you or something, what is that going to mean? Is it okay if I accept that I'm wrong, but then I never do anything about it? Is it okay if I accept that things aren't going to be as planned as they are, right? You can plan for anything, but if you don't plan for the right stuff, you're going to press people out, and they're going to be like, well, I can't be your friend because of this situation, whatever it might be. And then you get to the point in your life to let go and say, you know what? I do not want to live this kind of lifestyle again, because like when you spread your wings to go after the pornography, when you go after all of this, right? Christa Pike could have ended up going after this and could have changed her life. She could have become a doctor, but she became a killer in the history book somewhere in Tennessee. And that's what people are going to look for, right? If you're watching sexual TV shows, then that's what you're going to get. If you're watching happy and drama and comedy, whatever, then you're going to get comedy. But you're going to have a little bit of, oh, well, he said, she said, or whatever, or he said whatever, and I can't stand this way. Well, see, I don't have to become a homosexual in a lifestyle to sit here and think that I know what's best. I know what's best for me. Family knows what's best for their sons or daughters or grandparents, whatever, and it's an ongoing battle. But why should I give the right to someone to step into this kind of lifestyle if I'm not willing to stand up for what I believe in. If I believe that I'm not gay, then I'm not going to be gay. I'm not going to go out of my way and say I want to be a homosexual or a lesbian or whatever people are going to talk about. But there's a point that we all got to make. You are what you say you are. So if you say that you're this and you flicker out and you get all weird on me and thinking it's funny and all I want to do is be happy with them, well then okay, be happy with anybody that's in your life. But if I'm planning on going hiking, I should be able to go hiking. I shouldn't have to sit in a room that's eventually going to be different. See, when I'm drinking, everything seems the same. When I stop drinking, I realize why I started drinking. The reasons why I started drinking, and here's a good thought, right? I started drinking ever since I was a young kid, whatever. I was 21 the first time I cracked open a beer. But here we are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years, 20 years later, and nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is I'm willing, my trajectory was on beer, and that's all I cared about. I didn't care about if I had to work or if I had to go and do this special thing. But by the time that I separated myself from that little situation and said, you know what? I haven't drank for 4 months, whatever. Okay. Then it means that you're actually doing something with your life. Yes. Christa Pike is the only person I'll be able to talk about for at least another few more minutes. But because this story just came alive to me and it just seemed to shook me up and it put me in a position to blame everyone else for everything I was facing. So then I was putting the shame face on, or I was pushing them way too far, and screaming at someone is not going to help them get better, right? You can be traumatized for it. Like there could be even someone in your family that just doesn't like it if you drink grape juice or lemon juice or whatever it might be. But because I stopped watching porn, I got to the point of letting go of all these emotions and said, you know what? I'm stepping up today. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to end up doing this, and I'm going to keep going for 360 days that are left. I've already been 5 days, and everything seems to get better. See, when I stop going to the gym, that's when problems start escalating. Not always, but there's a percentage of the time will. The longer that you go to the gym, the longer you're going to build up a foundation around, I care to get my body in shape. I care to go to the gym. I care to go do stuff. Then that's what you're focused on. And you're focused on getting healthy, then I'm focusing on getting healthy. If I want to sit here and smoke a joint, or I want to smoke a cigarette, I don't have to end up saying I want to. I just do it. But see, I don't want to smoke a joint and I don't want to smoke drugs. So why should I give up? Why do I give up? People only last maybe 44 days, 45 days in the beginning of the year, but I'm ready to make a change. I'm making a statement. I'm ready to sit down and write down what I am feeling and what I do, right? If I don't want to go and see my friend Allie, then I don't have to go see her. But it's kind of like I haven't seen her in 3 weeks, so I might as well go see her. We're going to go have lunch. I can't wait to do that. It's just this big happy zone. Like I feel happy that I can finally step out of my fear and walk into a new life that, yes, they're going to talk to me and they might have even checked up with my family a while back, but that's because she was worried about me and she had nothing else to say besides, you might need to talk to your family. I said to her before I left 2 times ago that I don't know if I trust them, and I don't know if I will be able to talk to them for a while. Well, I broke that cycle by going out and speaking to them. I broke the cycle by separating myself from pushing Allie a little bit away to pushing Paige away, which is just another friend of mine. But it's okay. these people are going to know that it's okay to talk about it. It's not okay to act out and act like you know everything, because I don't know everything. Not a single person on this planet does. And what planet is that? That's called Earth. So let me take a second and just kind of calm down and get back into it in a second. With her premeditating on this to a regular murder is premeditation. You're actually warming up to murder someone and kill them. And meditation is you just thought about it, a bad thought comes in your mind, and you think, okay, this is all going to be fine. Okay, cool. Let's just let it go, and nothing's going to change. Well, the person that she ended up murdering, well, it goes viral in the early 1900s. Like, I kind of phrased that a little bit different. That came out dumb, like 105 years, 115 years, whatever. But because the first killing in Tennessee was so 1769 was the first murder. So that was over a 200 years span since Christa Pike, and they ended up they pass all these images out. They send people, they text people, they do what they got to do. But 1769, 1969, that was over 200 years before Christa Pike was even born. So whatever murder this happened, that was the first death in Tennessee by having a child, or the youngest woman, to end up being sentenced to an enthal injection, which is a poison that goes into the body. And slowly, whatever your last appetite was, whatever the last thing that was in your mouth or body, is now poison that's going to kill someone off. And because it's 200 years, 1969 to 1969, 1996, 200 years spanned, it's actually a little over 200. It's a little over 200 years. More like 231 years since it took place. So that would mean the lady ended up dying in 1969. 200 years would put you at 1969. And then another 20 years, Christa Pike dies. 231 years exactly on the dot when this happened. This infant is just, they die. And it's not okay to end up injecting someone. I think someone just should just deserve to sit in a prison cell and repeat the same actions of, she can repeat it in her mind by having a 42-page essay after the police ended up taking her back. And obviously they had to uncuff her and take her out there. And now she's in shackles with her hands and feet where she can't even do a whole bunch of damage on people now. But is it okay if people are going to do this, or is it just something that people say? Well, I think it's people are going to do it, which is roughly now, ever since I would say 2000, roughly every single year there's another murder case about somebody, which most likely serial killers do it at night, or murders happen at night. And because this happens at nighttime, that's when their most victim is. And there is a storm brewing from Kansas all the way to the East Coast, everywhere up by Michigan, Alabama, New York City, Philadelphia, New York State, and then what's another one? Oh, Georgia is another place that could be hit. Michigan, Oklahoma will be hit with snow. Then you have what is it? Michigan, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee will end up having it. And every single year there seems to be a drop in the temperature in Tennessee. That recently there's been free meals, free hot meals. I don't know if anybody looks that up, but if you look it up, if you are in Tennessee or even near that certain things will change in that person's mindset. But because of the weather evaporating and starting to basically brush over certain cities, let's see, if you heard what's going on in New Orleans area about the guy that ended up putting these buckets, don't know what is in them. Obviously there's a lot of different mindsets that are going to say this is that, or poison or whatever. But with him coming back and going from Florida to Canada back to New Orleans within a year or two time, he was there in 2023. Then he came back in 2024. Here we are, 2025. So it took him, he must have went in January of 2024. And then there is a few questions about what happened in Vegas. There is a lot of murders that can go down there because obviously everybody's there for fun, and whatever you do in Vegas, better stay in Vegas, they say, but that's just a joke to a few people here. But I'm not somebody that is a bad person. I'm not a bad person. So let's finish up with what I think about all this, and then that will be the end of the video today. And we hope that you guys check in. And you guys have any questions, leave the comments below. I'll try to answer as much as I can more often. So let's finish. What I think of this case is I think they did a good job by finding out that these people were actually active in the community with this and taking this to a new level. But I don't like it when someone manipulates me or lies to me about common sense, about when you're trying to have a conversation with anyone. So then, did she do this on purpose, or did she do it out of jealousy? Jealousy, yes, she did it on purpose because she was trying to fall in love. And I mean, obviously, having this girl come to her senses and saying that she was willing to scream and yell and nobody heard her really shows that Christa Pike ended up doing this because of more than what happened in her childhood. But because it's all good, she's locked up for the rest of her life. 30 years will be here, and next Monday will be officially 30 years that she's been on the death road. And we may come back for more videos. We may come back with a new series about what I'm thinking and how I'm feeling. But we may be talking about another serial killer and other ones. And because of all that, everybody have a good rest of your guys' year. I know that we are working on a lot of things. And I should have my album out here by July, but I don't know what's going to happen. And if there's anybody, like I said, if there's any comments, I can try to answer. I don't know the names of Christa Pike's lawyer, but there is messages that are on the website that I can show to you guys that there is more information on this. Have a great day and take care, and hope you guys do something this week. Go get some fresh air, go on a hike, go to the movies, go and spend time with friends or girlfriends or boyfriends, whatever it might be. And thank you guys for being a good audience, and we'll talk to you guys in the next one, which should be coming up this week. I may go and see Allie. I may go see her at the mall. I don't know yet. I'm making a decision on that. So till next time, you guys know where we're at. Bye.